Hey, welcome back to MCOC Noxy, the master of mediocre gameplay. My alliance is absolutely trucking fools. We are steamrolling right now. We are piping hot. We are 6-0, crushing people. People who have better war alliances than us, war ratings than us. People who have, very similar war ratings to us. We have just hit our stride, man. It is really cool to see a group of guys and gals just playing really well together. So there's a Prof X. Here's a Black Widow Deadly Origin. Here in War 7, I just want to give you the heads up. This is my worst Alliance War I can remember on record. It was so bad at one point where after I die for the second time to the same fight, I am considering if I need to stop playing this game. Like, have you ever been at that moment? Maybe that seems diva or dramatic, melodramatic or something, but I was really that discouraged. It was literally like, what am I doing? So the opponent has banned Torch, Ghost, Red Mag. Those are great bans. I'm on path 1. Got this Professor X. I'm extremely familiar with Prof X. He was my first rank 3 champion. He got me Thronebreaker, I guess that was. And so I know his moveset really well. I think he still tags me a couple times here. Let's see if it's because of a falter or because of a delayed heavy or something. So yeah, with Professor X here, my goal is to get the infection up and then kind of just parry heavy him and bleed him. So yeah, it was the falter. I know that thing's coming. I know it's coming, and I still let him tag me. I think that's it. I don't think he gets me again. You know, the great thing about fighting against Professor X, if you can kind of realize what he's going to try to do, is his specials are easy to evade, and he has a very low health pool. He has hella block, right? He's got a great block. But there we go. I intentionally baited his falter there. And so I'm building up to an SP2. I'm going to refresh my infection right there. And this fight's over. So there we go. Prof X down. Prof X down. Someone call an ambulance for that psychic mutant. All right, so here we've got Black Widow Deadly Origin, and I have a rank 2 Black Widow, and Diablo here I put on one of his pre-fights that massively reduces shock or energy damage is what it is. And I'm just thinking, I know this girl. She's tricky, right? She has those kind of evades, and she has the unusual kind of hit count, and so you have to kind of be careful when you're playing her. But I'm thinking, like, I've got her. I dueled her a couple times against my rank 2. I think this is a rank 3. So there, her evade gets me. I still am always shook by that thing. And then I couldn't evade her heavy twice in a row. She does it 3 times in a row. It gets me 3 times in a row. And at this point, I'm seeing those shots, and I'm like, oh, I'm dead. Okay, I'm dead. Yeah, and I am. I couldn't do it. Listen, if I was another YouTuber, I'd be blaming inputs because I couldn't seem to block or parry anything. Every bit of my timing was like that millisecond off. And so then I revive. And first thing I do is forget about masochism. I assume my parry's going to stick. And it doesn't, of course, because that's the node, dummy. And so now I'm already on my back foot. And she's starting to get me, as you can tell, closer and closer to the corner where she killed me. There's another heavy. I figured that's what she was going to do. She's going to attacking because she's so aggressive. I really actually admire this placement here because if you were not on your game, she's tricky, man. She's tricky for me. So I think she just keeps me a little bit off balance. She's not as predictable as an average defender. And so here I'm thinking, okay, I got her. Here we go. I'm going to actually take the time to heal up. I'm not even going to lock in the poisons. I'm going to attack her. She's building up. She goes to SP2, which is good. I'm glad I evaded it. And now I'm in the corner again, right? And now she's just wailing away. And there's that heavy, which I clearly don't know how to evade that heavy. And then she throws her special as I'm attacking in and starts building up the shocks. And you're seeing those shocks just do their thing. Then she does her evade, and then I'm gone. 2 deaths to the same fight. And I am shook. I am shook. This is the first time maybe ever I didn't finish a fight. I let my teammate come in and finish it off. She was almost dead. He came in with a Beardo and just wiped her out, which is a good call. I kind of just realized, Diablo was not good for that fight. And I played it embarrassingly bad. Like, I didn't ever consider not posting the footage, right? Like, I was like, well, no, if I'm going to be honest and post war footage, this is the test of that honesty, right? And so I never debated, should I put it up? But the question definitely scrolled across my mind. I was like, well, like, you want to show them the good fights. Like, I have an awesome rank 4 Nimrod fight up here in a second. And then, so anyways, there was never really any debate. It's like, well, I post my war footage, even the bad stuff. And so here you're going to see, it takes me a while to kind of figure out this man thing, because he is Mystic Dispersion. And several times the node, the global, catches me. And Man Thing honestly could have punished me, I think, more times than he does. So Man Thing resists crit damage, right? So he's got one of the top, I want to say top 5, definitely top like 7 health pools in the game, and he resists crit damage. So there goes the last of my indestructible. And now I'm just like, okay, listen, I understand how to fight Man Thing. Like it's not like Black Widow Deadly Origin where her heavy mystifies me, or I have a hard time kind of exactly predicting her evade. Man Thing, I know Man Thing. He's no mystery. He's a known quantity. And so I'm like, okay, you've played this poorly. This is 2 fights in a row that you've played very poorly, but you can still win this, and you will still win this. Like that was what the inner monologue was. So I took a lot of bad hits, but I knew that I could, take down Man Thing. I've already got 4 and now 3 infections on him. So he's not healing when he throws those specials. I think he's power draining actually when he throws those specials. And then I waited for Mystic Dispersion because I'm just a little punch drunk at this point. I'm feeling punchy. I'm like, I'm a boxer who's second guessing every move, which is the way you lose things, right? And I'll go ahead and give up the story. I did not lose this fight. I had to kind of just regain composure. And even though it was a few hours later, this fight was a few hours later than those Black Widow fights, I'm still just shook. I'm not feeling great about myself in this game right now. And so, our Alliance is playing so well, but because of my bad start, our Alliance got off to a bad start too. Like, not just me. There was a couple other guys that took some terrible deaths. So now he's unblockable. I did notice that right away. Sometimes when there's a bunch of icons up there, it takes me an extra second and I can get caught, but I did catch that purple pop up, which is good. There's the Mystic that pops up, and I wasn't ready for it. So now I'm pretty sure I can go into SP2 here, and I do, but you notice like no crit damage there. I get a couple crits, but there's no extra damage associated with the crits, which is a really cool part of Man Thing's kit. Like he's fairly predictable, and his specials are easy to evade, but you just have to put so many hits into him. And so you'll just see, like, I think I zoom in on how many hits it actually took. Yeah, 171. I took 12, which is embarrassing. That's terrible. But 171 hits to take down that Man Thing. And so I heal up my Warlock, and I go, this is another champ I am super familiar with. I have a rank 3, like a Sig 120, Ultron. I love Ultron. He was my first tech champion to R3 before I had Warlock. And so I'm very familiar. You just have to watch the evade, right? You stop the heals, and then you watch the evade timer. See, the evade timer is going right there, so I don't attack in. That's the way you take a lot of punches from Ultron. He's a big, strong guy. So there we go. Kind of evade the evade timer again. Back out. There we go. Good. Still got plenty of time. I think I'll go into this. Yeah, SP2. And so that fight just went perfectly, right? There's a perfect fight. Or really good. 51 hits in. A lot of that's from the special 2s. No hits taken. Feeling a little more like myself again in that last fight. It's like, okay, here's a Nimrod, and I've been kind of watching other alliances die to Nimrods, and these are good players, right? We're in Plat 3, and kind of moving up the ranks pretty quick. So we're not playing scrub alliances and scrub players. These are quality players. And Nimrod's on this node. I think it's called node 46, if I'm not mistaken. Node 46 just kills people. Like Nimrod, he's got so much power. He's got so much armor. If you get tagged by that SP2, you're going up. Kind of no matter who you are, unless you're shocking you, I guess, which Nebula is. But guys just don't have ranked Nebulas, or they refuse to bring her for this fight. Like, I bring Nebula anytime there's a Nimrod, and he's mine. And there he goes. I mean, like, you saw that fight. It's ridiculous. Takes one of the harder fights on the map, Nimrod on 46, and just makes it a joke. 23 hits given, gone, none taken. And that's my war. And guys, I hate this war, except for the final result. We ended up trucking another solid alliance. Before the alliance, we were very close in war rating, and we win again. Like, and we won, like, it wasn't even close. I think we won by like 30 deaths or something. Like, and this was our worst war of the season so far here in War 7. And we just still blew them out of the water despite me playing bad and several others of our really, really good players playing bad. So now we are 7-0. Come back to watch me play better, I hope, and watch our alliance and see if we keep rolling. Y'all have a good one. Bye.